Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, the s10 Shop and Garage. I'm Mike. How's everyone's Memorial Day weekend going? And once again, thanks to all the service people and military for their service. Okay. Hope I get thumbs up. It's a good video for you, educational. It has been for me. It's been a long one. Not doing this video just yet, but I got a hunch. Get you a chair, get comfortable, grab a refreshment, something, because it's probably going to be a long video. I'm hoping to have covered everything, no stones unturned, no gray areas, I hope, and see how this goes. You're going to be seeing for the first time, probably, and for me first time, on how this process works. And I got a toast over a couple of times, a speed bump, to do more in-depth research. And a friend of mine came over and did a diagnostics on my car to find out, hopefully, and more than likely, the computer died in my s10 aveo. And my subscribers, thank you all so much. And my followers, subscribers, followers. And I hope you like this video enough to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, first of all, just a little bit of something on the fuel pump. This is why the inline, there's no inline filter, A09 to 10, maybe from the 04 to 011 aveo, there's the filter. But I did the inline just for me. That's just my doings. This here's the fuel pressure regulator. And the top half, right here. And it's spring loaded. There goes the spring. So, on that note, that's all for this. I was just taking it apart to see what's what. The pump's still good, but the regulator doesn't work good. Okay. Now then, on to the computer. PCM, ECU. This is a reflashed one, which I'd look up. Reflash means to us, or at least to me, rebuilt. I did find at the stores that the new ones are right at 500, still has to be flashed to get the key or keys programmed to this. And I have the information on that I will show you here shortly. I went through all the fuses and relays under the hood at that fuse box. Got power everywhere and to the starter, but not to the relay switch on the solenoid on the starter. Okay, now, one of my keys broke. I had to get another one, but this is the OEM key. Not this one, that's for a scan setup for the older vehicles. Just this key here. And this one I had to get made because the other one broke. Yeah, there is a visual difference, but they all still work. This has a chip in it too. $260 some for this. And because of chip. Keys are not cheap no more because of chip. Okay, I got to program these two keys to the computer. Now, on the relays, when you go to test them, if they click, they're working. If they don't, they're not. Two different types of course, color difference. One has schematics, information. One don't. But that's the way they're made. And if you do it one at a time, of course, and you can't get them crisscross because they're not going to fit even though they are at the same size. I replaced all the relays, all switches under the hood. Sorry about that. And you can test these. I just didn't. I just went and replaced them all trying to figure out, get my problem fixed on my car. And the inside of a relay, the copper coil or the power source, the pins, and if you could possibly see this. Even my bifocals, it's a bit difficult. Right in here. Make sure I'm, yeah. Right in here, there's contacts. This works like the old school voltage regulator. They click, they're closed, they're powered, open, they're not. That's how that relay works. Open and close contact. Now, I did find the high speed on my cooling fan for the motor was blown. And here is an example of a good one and a bad one. Color difference, 50 amp, 30 amp. And if you could possibly see it, to this one, that silver spot there, pretty much in the middle, this is a good fuse. It's just a lower amp fuse. This is the one that was blown. I didn't know it until I got into looking at this. Bad, good. And I tested with the test light in the car. Now then, I'm going to turn this around, so give me a second. We're 6 minutes into this. It's going to be a long one. Okay. Now then, $206 is what it cost me for this reflashed PCM or ECU code. Here's the codes. Question mark. This is what you should get, hopefully, for the code or codes to tell you that the computer is going bad. Mine didn't read anything. It flat out died in my driveway. I went to do the fuel pump. I did the evap system. Got it backed up to the garage. Turned it off. Did the evap system. Thought I'd done something wrong, but not at the time. And come to find out the computer died that easy. No indication warning whatsoever. Yeah, it stinks. Or in my opinion, sucks. Okay, hope you get that code to read to know what's going on, or it just dies on you and you don't know, and I'm cutting through all the surmised information and research and red tape to get this for you, for us. And here you are. This is what I found on the internet. It's scary. At least to me it is. And my Aveo's got 164,000 and change. So there you are. Hopefully you won't have that problem like I did. Now I hope the phone holds up on the power so I can do all this video. Here's where I ordered from, and I found the rebuild on the internet. This is the main information. I had this copied and it didn't come out quite the way I wanted to, so with my grammar, well, I wrote it from, or printed it from the internet, and to get it all into one here, so I got to shuffle the paperwork around just a little bit, but here it goes. This is what didn't get copied, so please excuse my chicken scratch handprint. Then it goes down to here. Sorry about that. Here's where it picks up at. And this key here is the one that goes to mine. And I'm going to try to get this somewhat focused for you. Here we start with this. You got to follow these instructions to the letter, to the T, to the number. Give you some time to read this, because this didn't come with the PCM, unfortunately. So I called them or the internet, downloaded, a friend of mine did, and copied it for me, and this is what I got. Here comes the steps. Trying to keep it steady for you. You may want to use your pause button. Now, from what it didn't copy, here we go. So, Bear with me. Oh, whoops, okay. Friendly reminder, this has got to be followed to the letter, to the number. And that's it. Okay. We're 11 minutes into this. So like I said, get comfortable, refreshment, whatever. Kick back, relax. It's going to be a long one, and as detailed as I can get. Okay, this is my first time doing this, unfortunately, but it is. Hopefully it will be the last I'm going to do the Pontiac, but not the same way. I'm going to go ahead and order a reflash PCM for it and go ahead and just do that one and get that one out of my way. Probably this summer. Okay, now we're getting ready to go out to the car and do this, but I do want to tell you this, that my buddy came over and told me about this and did the diagnostics for me. He's got the higher end equipment that I don't have that he could get into the system, just couldn't get in the computer. Come to find out, when my computer, PCM for the car, died, it's supposed to, the check engine light's supposed to indicate to you, me, it didn't. I didn't know it. I got totally blindsided by this. That's your indication the computer's going. Yeah, you heard me right. Well, when I said, like I said, pulled it in the backyard, backed it up to the garage, excuse me, turned the key off, that was it. I didn't know. Did the other work on the evap system and went to start it. Happy-go-lucky, let's get her going, let's get back on the road. Nothing. So I turned the key off. It's just the way it went. Science rules on this, and best guess. I went through, like I said, prior to this video, earlier in this video, that fuses, relays, checked them, click, click, click. One fuse blown, that was for the fan. I even manually jumped the starter solenoid. The motor turned over and said, oh great, you locked up on me. That's the reason why you're not doing anything. No, I even swapped out the starter because the eBay starter I thought went bad. Well, I'm wrong. Good. So far, swapped out starter, tested the starters, both of them still worked. Great, now what's the problem? Thought it was a dead short. Oh great, those just are not good news. So, fuses, relays, one was bad, changed that out, and that didn't work. I thought, great, the motor's locked up. Just great. Went out of the car, jumped the starter, it turns over. Probably a little bit of ether, it would have fired up and run what ether I put in it out. Even the fuel pump wasn't kicking on good enough. There was just about a teaspoonful at the fuel pump, but it wasn't reaching the filter, and current to the PCM, it just didn't reach the fuel, that is. Uh-oh. Now I've got a problem. I'm pulling my hair out, well, figuratively speaking, and it's been down approximately 3 months working through this. And for research, educated friends of mine, higher educated friends of mine, we talked, fuel pressure regulator, fuel pump, that shall be fixed. Everything else is set up and done and ready. And when my buddy came over, he hooked up the hooked up his hand scan to the under the dash diagnostics, and then powered up his desktop computer part of it. And he said, and I didn't get a chance to tell him this just yet. I was going to. He said, your engine check light's not coming on. You're dead. You have no power of that at all or coming out of it. I said, yeah, I already know the check engine light is not coming on. I didn't think much of it. He said, yeah, 99% of your problem, I believe right now, is your PCM. A small, well, 1%, it'd be a dead short. And if it's that, it's going to the shop or dealership, and if they can fix it, I'm going to call them Tuesday. In case today doesn't pan out for me, I will let you know what this is going to consist of. Hopefully not pull the motor and wire harness, but that's yet to be seen. So we're getting ready to go out to the car. I'm going to show you hopefully some of the process of swapping this out, but I'm going to show you what it is with the OEM PMC versus the reflashed, and we'll go from there. This is a learning process for me and a long one. But as I've said in prior videos, even the master mechanics, head mechanics, go back to school and learn the newer technology and procedures, parts, tools, so on and so forth, and go back to where they work at for their employment, and they're brought up to date, up to speed. Well, I'm doing that for myself doing this. It's all a learning process, continuously. Okay, everyone, let's head out to the car. Oh, by the way, before we get out to the car, I do want to bring this to your attention, that except for the tach, which motor has to be running for that, everything to the car, with exception of a little bit of the fuel pump, everything, lights, headlights, low beam, high beam, except for the fans, motor's not hot. Lights, turn signals, wipers, horn, radio, heater, all of the amenities with this car works except the tach. It had me baffled badly. Thought it was the ignition switch. Well, since all the electrical part of that is working, dash lights and all, what I just mentioned, working, switch is not bad. Well, the electrical buddy end of it, or the wired harness hooks up to it. It's all working. So it's 99, by now 99.9% leading to the PCM. Yeah, modern technology, you gotta love it. Oh yes, we're out to the cars now. I don't have a battery charger, so I'm using my '08 Pontiac as a charger with the battery unhooked so it don't damage any of the components of that car for a backup for the Aveo. Oh, and by the way, when all this first started, I didn't know it. I thought my battery had died. That wasn't the problem either. Okay, here we are. We're 18 minutes into this, and these are the spare fuses. From here, and the relays, all of this, all of these. That's the one that was blown for the fan. All of these replaced, including the one at the battery for the 100 ampere. Yeah, that's a whopper. All this is hot when it needs to be. Everything's hooked back up. There's the PCM, which we're going to see here shortly on getting that out and getting ready to program the keys and go through this with you, with me, for us to see how this is going to do and work. Yeah, you gotta love it. And with the green light, if you can see it somewhat, we're up to power. And of course, with the Pontiac, battery unhooked and jumper cables, you can see by a little bit there, for a backup for the car battery. That way it's not going to damage, if it was going to, it's not going to damage anything to the Pontiac. I don't want two cars down, that's all I've got. And getting this going beats buying a new one, or a newer used one. I don't want to do that. And let's go inside now. I'm going to show you what I saw and didn't. And as you know, nothing's been changed yet except the fuses. Oh, before we get any further, hold on a second. Let's head back into the garage a minute. Sorry about that. Except for the purge valve here, I swapped out new. This is just for the evap system. I thought I'd done something wrong with this. So I put it all back on. Still wouldn't start or even turn over. That's for the fuel pump. eBay info. I know it's upside down. Except for this, everything here is eBay. Let me get this flipped up, get the seat better. Hit the pause button. To that, oops, well to that, sorry about that, to this, and the neutral seat to switch on the clutch. I thought for sure that was it. Nope, but I swapped that anyway. So yeah, I've been busy and doing the research. Yeah. Okay, now hold on a second. There you are. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get back to the car. Yeah, one more thing here. Sorry. Evap canister. That's a junkyard item. The OEM one's back on the car. It's like the PCM is supposed to last the length of your vehicle. Well, I put it back on. We'll still keep running that until it says otherwise. Yeah, traffic and noise. You know the drill on how this goes. Okay. To the factory key. And here we go. Now, if this thing starts, I'll be amazed and shocked, but you're happy too. There goes a sweet Nova. Okay. Now then. Try to keep as quiet as I can for us. Alright, we're 22 minutes into this. And now look at this. No engine check light. This gas gauge barely bounces, but it's got juice to it. So yeah, that's what I got. And yeah, there.
Use promo code GALLON for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first.
Can you hear it? Everything works except for that. So let's see what happens here. See? Nothing. Now you see what got me blindsided. Yeah. This sucks. Okay, let's get out to the under the hood. Even the indication warning for the key being left ignition. Can you hear it? It works. So let's get the battery out. I'm gonna cover this back over, put the cover back on. Oh, there, just in case. This shows you what's what and the amperage. Okay, timeout. Okay, battery out makes the PCM a lot more accessible. And there it is. I'm darn near sure that's the culprit. Remove your overflow hose from the radiator to the overflow tank. This clip right here, and undo the harness and slide right out and see what we've got. So give me a second and we'll get started. Yeah, back in the day, back in my time, all you had to do is get a key cut, 50 cents to $1, and put ignition. You turn ignition, your car fires up. Back in the day, the thing was so much simpler. Now you got to reflash and program the keys and the chip and the computer and do all this. Yeah, it was a lot simpler back then. I was checking to make sure my timer was working. It is. Okay. Like I said, apologize for the noise, but it's the traffic and it being Memorial Day weekend. Okay, I'm going to try to stay out of the pictures way all that I can, or the videos way, so you can see what I'm doing. And these clips are a bit tedious. Let's see what we got. Kind of fold it a bit, get them loose. Don't force anything. because these have never been taken loose. Well, I'll take that back. This one has it. This one has, because I tried it a month ago. It takes about 2 weeks on a reflash PCM to get it out of the mail. You don't lift up, you push up. Hold on a second. This right here and this, instead of lifting or pushing down. Okay, there we go. Now you see the difference? Okay, that's up. That is now loose. As you see it, there's a bigger gap than there is. There's no gap there, so here we go. You gotta wiggle it until you can, sorry about that, get it off of there. And it takes a little bit of finesse. I know I'm jiggling the video around, and there's one off. You can't get them backwards because they're not the same size. But there we are. And up with that, same process. Lift up. That's it. Now, give me a second. Here's the tools. I'm hoping one of the three is going to work to undo that clip to get the PCM out. So let's take a look here right quick. Now that looks like it's going to fit and work good. We'll give that a try. Okay, give me just a second. That worked out great. That shiny spot's where the clip was at. And let's see what we've got here. And it's coming right on up. Yep. Give me a second here. Okay, we're 27.5 minutes into this. Here, now you see it's coming loose, but that bottom tab on the computer, well, since I get it focused here, that other ear down there, well, it catches there. That's like a safety hold. Okay, let's get it out. This is what works the best for that tab. So let's do it. And out it comes. That's it. That's the simple part. And it does pretty much what we see here. The same, so we're going to do a little bit more look into it with the one in the car for the one that goes back in. So let's take a look. Let's compare. Alright, don't need these anymore. Okay, up here, out of the way. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we are. It is out, as you can see. Give me a second. I'll get my tool here. Oh, yeah. I don't know if this contributed to the computer going or not, but that's cause for moisture, and you can't keep moisture out from underneath the engine compartment. When it goes, it goes. When it does this, it does it. Can't help it. At least not that I know of. I'm not going to spray with anything, put anything in there, rag or anything, because I don't hold moisture. So it is what it is. Excuse me. That's as clean as I can get it. Better than it was. So let's do some comparing. Let's go inside. Okay, as you can see, we're in the car. So let's do a side-by-side comparisons. See what we have. Looks darn good to me. Comparing wise. Oh yes, as you can see, they'll put fuel pumps in, hooked up. It's a press fit, spring loaded. Once you push it down in there by hand, and with the OEM ring, which I didn't want to reuse, but I did because I and found it by itself. You got to get it with the pump, so far as I've found. And later on, I'll run across one, I'll swap it out, as long as it don't leak for now. And you kind of corkscrew the like a hose clamp, radiator hose clamp. It spreads, it fit, it latches onto the lip of the collar. You tighten it up with the hose clamp itself. Make sure she's locked in, tighten her up, and you've got it. It only goes on one way, and the way you see it there is the only way it goes in. And back in here, it's like timing marks. There's a mark on this for an arrow, and back there, the tank, you line them up, you're in time, you're lined up. That's that. Now back to this. Okay, half hour into this. Now let's flip this bad boy over and take a look. Now I'm not sure what I will match at this. We do have some differences. Oh, and I did call Flagship One back up, let them know I didn't get the instructions for programming the keys. That they don't want to do your OEM PCM, they use theirs. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the OEM one. I may take it apart and we'll see what's going on. I can't fix it, reflash it, but at least I can see what the guts look like, I think, or I hope. We'll see that a bit later. So now, let's see what we've got. All right, there is a bit of a difference. And I'm hoping that's good. Okay, now then. Security seal, this is the reflash. This is the OEM one. Okay, now. Service, made in Japan, AC Delco. Service, made in USA, AC Delco. And the barcode, and by looks of it, is a bit different. E83, E83, 126, 44, 530. Double A L1, double A 1K. And 1006, 9326. So this is a bit different, but they warranty it, and if you do send your OEM PCM to them, they don't warranty that. I've called them, they don't want to do it. So my safest bet and information to tell you is get theirs, the warranty, it's lifetime warranty, and go with theirs and don't go with your own or the OEM PCM. Yeah, I was wanting to for a spare. They don't like that. So give them a call and get more in-depth details and go from there. They're in New York. Okay, other than that, all looks the same. That's so they know it's theirs, I suppose. 122, 7311, and nothing on the OEM one. And for the credit corrosion, and it's cast aluminum, yeah. I'm not sure if this helped cause it or contributed or did cause it. Don't know. But everything looks a whole lot better. Yep. Okay, turn it that way. And to this, just for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those are cooling fins, by the way. Yep. Oh, yeah, one more thing here, at least that I see. Nothing on the sides, ends or sides. And with the reflash. Okay, hold on a second. Check this out. Safety seal. And I think that is all of it for this. Sure is. Okay, let's get out there and put this in. And we're back inside. This is the OEM one. I did look all this up on the internet in my research over the months, weeks, that these holes here on certain ears of the aveos, these bolt onto the fender well. Mine doesn't, but that's for different years. And they will ask you, the lady that you talk to or person at Flagship One, what you need is a debit card, your VIN number, all of it, and that tells them everything they need to know. Now, mine being a stick, of course the VIN tells them it's a stick. That doesn't get reflashed to anything of that because it's manual, other than the reverse. And I'm not sure how that hooks up into the system. And they asked, I think if I remember correctly, 4 to 8 days. Be careful the holidays and the weekends, that's not included. It's work or business days. It took a while for it to get to me, but I did get, as you know, and now back out to that. That was my left hand again. Now what I'm planning on doing over the course of the rest of the car's life, and mine, I'm 63, that ever so often I'm going to take the PCM out and check for that corrosion to keep that down to nil or none. I'm not sure if that had a factor in this, as I've said in this video. So I'm going to play it safe on that one. I'm not putting anything else in it but that. Turn back around. So she's clipped in. She's locked in. Secure. And I do mean secure. And we're going to get ready to put the wiring back, the harness back to it, and see what we've got here. We're right now 37 minutes into this. So let's see what we've got. Okay. Hopefully I'm not in the way. At least what I can see, I'm not. And of course, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and get this to go back on. And they're a little stubborn, apparently. Wait to get that one. Hope you can still see this if I'm not too much in the way. Yeah, they go both ways. You gotta work around a little bit to get them to go on. It wasn't so easy getting off, it's not so easy going back on. Don't want to bend any of those points. Yeah, it makes it a bit difficult. You can't force it on. That's a no-no. I thought I had it. Okay. Okay, that one's on. Now I'm going to try to show you this one-handed. Okay. As this gray lever, you release it and push down on where my thumb's at, that helps pull it onto it. And once you get down far enough, as you can see, it's on there. And she's on there and locked good. I'm going to try to do this one head and see if I can show you what I did. There we go. Slow and surely. Come on. And see if we can lock it on. And push that gray tab down. It's on, and she's locked and on there, snug as a rug. Bug in a rug. That's an old figure of speech and saying. Wiggle a bit, back and forth a little, and they're on. And that's how you swap out a PCM on at least an 010 aveo. Other cars may vary a bit, the other years may vary a bit, and of course the bolt holes, some bolt in, some clip in like mine did. Actually, it's an easier process than bolting it, take bolts out. Now that's just to bolt the bracket on, but you don't take the bracket off unless you really want to. Clip there, that tang up, that clip again, bottom tang, out it goes with these two already off. Now to get the battery back in. Okay. Oh yeah, the battery goes back in. Yeah, buddy. Ah. Okay, now as this goes for the battery to be unhooked, unhook the terminals, negative off first, then a positive. Well, sorry about that. I said that backwards. Okay, I stand corrected on myself. Unhook the terminals, positive, negative, and when you take the terminals off, negative first, positive, going back in, positive first, negative second. And snug them up. Good, good. Everything's snug. Everything pretty much back together. Give me a second. Okay, 43 minutes into this and climbing. Hope you're all comfy. I got my extra juice hooked up to it. As you can see, all's good. Because they strongly recommend a full charge battery charger, because it's going to be a process and half hour-ish to do this. So let's get inside and see what happens. Yeah. You see, I'm back, turn around. Okay, now then, I gotta go with the instructions of this too. Key's already in, as you can see. I haven't turned it on yet. Okay. Okay, as you see, the key is in but not on. And here is important reminder. And there it is. It is mandatory that the PCM and the BCM are communicating and functioning with each other. PCM, power control module. BCM, I'm figuring, sorry about this, I did not look that up, I apologize, is the key or the chip in it. Because it's a learning process for the both of them to communicate. Okay, in case you all couldn't read this because of being blurred, small print, I didn't get it focused good enough. Steps for relearning procedure. Step 1. Insert the ignition key before turning to the on position. Do not start the engine. While the engine is off, leave the ignition key in the on position for approximately 11 minutes. Step 2. The security light, which I'm taking is going to be the engine check light, we shall see here soon, light will start to steadily stay on or start flashing during the 11 minutes. Wait until it turns off or stops flashing before proceeding to the next step. Step 3. Turn the ignition switch to the off position for 30 seconds. Step 4. Repeat steps 1 to 3, twice more, a total of 3 times, including the first attempt. Now you see and know why this is so important to keep a charge on this. And we're 45 minutes into this. And then, of course, again, step 5 and 6. And just in case, turn the ignition switch to the on position. This is step 5 for 30 seconds. Then turn the ignition switch to the off position. Step 6. Finally attempt to start the engine. Once the engine starts and runs successfully, the relearn is complete. There you are. So let's see what we've got. Okay, step by step. Enter ignition key before turning to the on position. Do not start engine. While the engine is off, leave the ignition key in the on position for approximately 11 minutes. This is going to be time consuming, so get comfy or stay comfy. Here we go. For 11 minutes, I got the clock on. And let's see what we've got. Here we go. I wish us luck on that, because you're seeing probably for the first time, and I know I am. So let's see what I've got. Back to the steps. Insert the key, which I did before turning to the on position. Do not start. On position for 11 minutes. And I'm going to do this starting with the even number on the clock at 49 minutes. And to the on position is the step or the click before you start. 25 seconds and counting down. And I'm hoping to see the check engine light come on. We're getting close. Let's hope for the best, because that engine check light comes on, we're in the right direction. 15 seconds and counting. 10 and counting. It's like Houston counting down for a launch. Here we go. Check light flashing. I believe we're doing good. I believe my problem now was going to be solved. 11 minutes. And we're slowly counting down. We're at 22 seconds. So I hope everyone's Memorial Day is going good, safe. The cookouts, be safe. Enjoy the cookouts, enjoy family and friends. I went to the Memorial Day Hot Rod Custom Muscle Car Show in Springfield, Ohio at the Clark County Fairgrounds Friday and Saturday. Got back late yesterday. turned out really good. Seen some friends, made some friends, and had a really great time. Please try it out. It's the next big meet will be Labor Day. And we're 2 minutes into this. Yeah, I'm sitting through this too. This can't be rushed. So if you need to rush it, forget it. And actually now, technically, see the fuel gauge? That's come off of E. Yay. Everything's looking good. I'm so happy. I'll be the first man to the moon without a rocket if this all works out, which I believe now it will. We're 2 minutes into this. Yeah. And now, we're not doing anything yet. I'm just talking at this. Step 2, security light will start steadily staying on or flashing during the 11 minutes. Wait until it turns off or stops flashing before proceeding to the next step. Step 3, turn the ignition switch to the off position for 30 seconds. Okay. As we see, it's still flashing. I don't edit my videos. This is as raw and as in-depth. Hopefully I don't forget anything. I'm only human. To cover all the bases for us. Some of this I already know, but it's the old school stuff, but for the most part that I do know. But if by chance this does not work, we're 3 minutes into this, that I'm going to have to call the dealership, find out if they can fix this over the vehicle and they can get the parts to do it. If not, hell, I'll probably end up pulling the motor and doing a wiring harness and go from there. Because I really don't want to buy another car. But by the looks of it, fuel gauge is reading just under a quarter tank. I'll just round it off, quarter of a tank. And the check engine light is flashing. Yay. We're now 3 minutes into this. And technically, I don't know what time it is. I'm just going by the clock of the video. But I have to stick with this to go through the process all at one time. This is urgent for me for a second vehicle for work and back. And 2, to go through the whole process at one time. I don't even want to think what it'd be like to do this and do it intermittently. I don't believe it would work. "54 minutes. Oh, sorry, I have to read the time. 4 minutes into this. Yeah, when you have to do this, you'll be going through the same process I'm showing you that I am going through. Yeah, it's a bear. But if you don't do it, or someone doesn't do it for you and knows what they're doing at the time, dealership or garage, you're going to do the same thing. So any way you look at it, it's going to be done this way. There's no shortcuts. Unless possibly a computer genius that knows how to take a shortcut, if that's even possible. 5 minutes into this, and 6 to go. And guess what? And by these instructions, yeah, I have to laugh at this one because it can wear on your patience, but you have to do this. We've got to go through this 2 more times to make it 3, including the first attempt. Yeah. So stay comfortable. And this is for the OEM key. Or the first key. So after this key is done its process, we're going to try to start it, see what happens, and if I don't forget to, we'll go out and check, see if there's fuel to the fuel filter up front. I didn't hear the fuel pump kick on, but that doesn't mean it didn't. Okay, 49, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just into 7 minutes of this. This is one long learning process. That's the way Chain's holding the camcorder or video. But all indications she's going to fire up. Now the yellow light half or 3/4 circle with exclamation point for low tire indicator, that's been on. So pay no attention to that, other than that it needs a battery or a sensor into the tire rim system to replace that one, which obviously I haven't done. Seven minutes into this. I can't start the video clock over, so I got to watch the time here shortly. Two more times after this one. Yeah. Now for the second key, I'm going to give it some time to do that, and I'll do this process and do the second key later. At least I'm getting one key done, which is the OEM one. The instruction doesn't say anything about you have to do both keys, 3 keys, 4 keys, whatever, how many keys at one time. So I'm hoping I can set my own rule on that one. But the first key, definitely got to go through this process. We're 8 minutes into this. So how's everyone doing? How's your project coming along? Projects coming along, or get ready to start one, or finish? How's it all going? And once again, thanks to everyone that subscribed to my channel. Nine minutes into it. What a learning process. Now you know why it costs so much to get cars worked on when it comes to something like this, or anything probably in general. Technicians, the process, computers, programming, reflash, relearning, reprogramming. Yeah. I do believe now, I think the average mechanic, SAE or ASE, certification, certified master mechanics, are I think 100 or 100 plus an hour. We are now 10 minutes into this. Countdown. And as you can see, I'm ready. I gotta wait till it stops flashing. I hope it's 11 minutes, give or take, and then off for 30 seconds and back on again. So we're going to see on this now how accurate these instructions are. I may be off by a minute on this timing, so we shall see, because this reads and we're almost 11 minutes. Wait until turn off stops flashing before proceeding to the next step. So that's got to stop, so we'll see on the timing. Apparently the timing's off a bit. It has to stop flashing before we proceed. So whatever time that time frame is what it's going to be. We gotta wait till it turns off or stops flashing before proceeding. So we gotta sit here and just wait this out. It's a time game. We're right now 12 minutes into this. My clock. Well, video clock. So whatever time this takes to do it, it's what it is. Apparently this thing's so far off now, it needs to reprogram itself and connect between the two, that it's doing its thing, and we just got to wait this out. There's no way around it that I'm aware of. Wow. So I'm going to forget the 11 minutes. It's whatever time it takes it when it starts flashing, then it stops to do the second step. I don't believe my clock's that far off on the timing of this. So apparently 30 minutes to do this. It takes that, if not longer, with the check engine light still flashing, pulsating, or you want to look at it, to go to step 3, off position for 30 seconds, and then repeat 1 through 3 2 more times. So I'm figuring we're close to 15 minutes now. How much longer this is going to be, I don't know. And we're, from the beginning of this video, we're just over an hour. This is the longest part of the process. Wow. Hope the video don't stop, or the battery dies, because it was 100% when I started this video. Wow. Okay. What it is, it is. You gotta love to hate modern technology at this. Like I said earlier in the video, a key back in the day, 50 cents to $1. It's cut, put it in ignition. She turns, starts, and go. Look what you got to do now. So I'm figuring I'm probably close to 20 minutes into this. Wow. But I got to do it, or pay someone else to do it. And I just soon save the money and do it myself. And I'm learning too. So It's a paid course in vehicle electronic technology, computer technology. I need to know it, learn it anyway. Now we're an hour and 5 into this video. And it, as you can see, it's still flashing. Wow. I'm not going to cut this off early. I just hope it's not going to be much longer. We've got 2 more steps, 2 more times to do this. Hope this is not an indication something else is wrong with it, or it's not going to work. Okay, 49, 59, 11. Let's see, I'm doing some number crunching here. Almost 18 minutes into this. Kicker is we have to wait till that inch of check light stops flashing. Oh, so much for my hand on the key now. Now, I don't know if the time lapse from the time the car went down. I didn't know it till I went to start her back up and she wouldn't start. Motor wouldn't turn, nothing, till I manually jumped the solenoid, see what was going on. They didn't tell me much except the motor wasn't locked up. That what this being that I'm going to guesstimate it being 3 months the car's been down. 2 months for sure, if not 3. That is taking it longer to do this than it should. But it took 2 weeks to get the reflash PCM. So it's going to be down at least 2 weeks for that. So maybe the time lapse doesn't have anything to do with this. It's just doing its thing and you can't speed this up. At least if it can be, I don't know how. I don't have the technology or the equipment to do it with. If it can be done. Okay, 49, 59. I thought it, hope the video don't stop. If it does, well, I'll have to catch up to you here in a little bit. It kind of skipped pause there for a second by the look. Yep, I'm not sure. I'm hoping this works out. I'm going to try something. We're right now 20 minutes into this. I'm going to try this, flipping around to me for a second or two and then back to the dash, and hope to keep the video going. Yeah, I know my hand's in the way. Hopefully that'll keep it. Well, it's still doing that, so okay. Maybe that didn't do any good. But yeah, it's still, as you can see. Wow. Now we're right at 20 minutes into it because I started at 49 minutes mark. Wow. I can't apologize for the length of video because that's what it takes to do this. Wow. If this reaches an hour and 49 minutes, it's been an hour doing this first step. And we're right now an hour and 10 minutes into it, so take off the hour. Or no, take that back. Another 39 minutes. And it'll be an hour into this first step. I hope it don't take that long, but it's going to take what it's going to take. I'm just switching hands. Oh. Whew. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. So much for the 11 minutes. As to reread this to you and refresh my memory. Security light will start steadily staying on or start flashing during the 11 minutes. Wait until it turns off or stops flashing before proceeding to the next step. Point blank or bluntly speaking, we have to wait this out. Wow. Okay, 49, 59. I don't know if I shut all this down and I have to go and eat and my medication and so forth. If that messes up the process, which I don't doubt it will, and have to start over again, or it messes the whole thing up and got to do everything over again. As far as the PCM, I'm going to call and find out if this happens. Hope it don't. We're almost 34 minutes into this. If I figured it right. 49 minutes before the hour. So 49, 59, 10, 60 is the hour. That's 11. That's 12. Another 10 minutes. 22. And it's 13 after, or hour and 13. We're getting close to the 20-minute mark. Wow. That's double the time. Or darn near it. I wasn't expecting this, so I'd have called him up and asked him. So, see, I get blindsided at this too. Instructions state 11 minutes. Apparently, he was more dead than I thought or realized. Let's just round this off. 10 till the hour of the video. Another 10 minutes would be 20. Okay, that would be 10, 20. It's going on 25 minutes into this. Wow. This is even starting to wear on my patience, but I've got to do it. So by chance you got to get up and go, do what you need to do. and you can catch back up to me. I got to stick with this, at least for the first time. And you catch back up to me. I'll have to, I can't cut the video off. Same process, or first step. And you can catch up to it. I really wouldn't expect it to be this long for the first step. But car's doing what it's got to do. I'm going to turn this around again and hope for the best. Hey everyone, I'm sticking with it. I'm beginning to wonder if it's something else is wrong causing this. Or it's just got one long learning session. Or step. Wow. What do you think? I got 2 more times to do this, so this first time's going to probably tell me how long it's going to take to do each one. We're just under a half hour into this. And that, by the instructions, directions, that should be 2 times for that amount of time. Or 2 steps for that amount of time. Well, it's catching up to me now. And that's the actual mileage on her, 164,330. And the OEM clutch. A lot of people's told me there's no way you could have that kind of mileage on a factory clutch or OEM clutch, same thing. Original equipment manufacturer. And she's only 13 years old. A lot of miles on her, but I know I drive a stick, but then again, hydraulic and automatic adjustment, apparently that's a huge factor in the longevity of a clutch, as long as you don't hot rod them and drift and try to burn out and all that stuff. She's with the 2 sets of tires, same clutch. Wow. Okay. We're approaching a half-hour mark. One minute to a half hour. And the way it's going, ain't counting. If these instructions are 100% accurate and nothing else is wrong, I've got almost enough time right now to have done all 3 steps. Rules are rules. And a lot of people say rules, laws are meant to be broken or bent. I don't know if that, I don't feel secure enough that applies to this. Wow. Now I'm beginning to wonder if the other keys on the key ring has an effect on this. Now I'm beginning to wonder that. I don't dare try to start nor turn it off for 11 seconds. So give me a second, I'm going to try something. Hope I don't screw this up. I'm going to put it on pause. Okay, about 30 seconds elapsed, and as you can see, and only the OEM key now, and I didn't turn it either way. So apparently that didn't do anything either. So we're just waiting this out. Now we're just over a half hour into this. This might come in more research. I'm going to call them up if I have to shut all this down. Oh, I dread that. And get a hold of them and find out taking this long to do it. I don't know. By their instructions, I should already have this done and she'd be running. So, I don't know. Wow. Wow. I sure would have thought by now 2 more times and she'd be up and running. And we're a bit into a half hour now. By 3 minutes. I'm going to give it some more time. I'm going to have to shut this off and see what's going on. I'm not really wanting to do that. By the instructions, should already be done. So either my end or their end is not right. I don't know. Which means there's more than likely going to be a part 2 to this. Doggone it. Not wanting that. But if it stops flashing here, I hope soon, we hope soon, we know it's a half hour or less, hopefully, to get 2 more steps done of the same and see what we've got. I am shocked at this. Did I miss something? Approximately 11 minutes. It reads approximately at 9 or 10 minutes. But then it says wait until it turns off or stops flashing before proceeding. So approximately 11 minutes, and then it tells you to wait till it stops flashing. So which one is it? I'm thinking the 11 minutes whether it's flashed or not to shut it off for 30 seconds, but wait till it stops. Sounds contradictory to me. Wow. What worries me is, wait till it stops flashing. While we're still watching the flashing light, I'm going to read this again. Security light will start to steadily stay on or start flashing during the 11 minutes. Wait until it turns off or stops flashing before proceeding to the next step. Step 3. Turn the ignition switch to the off position for 30 seconds. Step 4. Repeat steps 1 through 3 twice more, a total of 3 times, including the first step, or first attempt. And it's still flashing. Something's not right with the instructions. It's got to be. I'm believing it should read for approximately 11 minutes, delete that, and just leave it stated as at wait till it stops flashing. So now I got to probably get a hold of them come Tuesday, customer service, and find out what's going on. Because this is nuts. We're both learning, at least I am. And more than likely, we're both learning. I'm going to give it 40 minutes into this, and I'm shutting it off. Something I don't think's right. We got 2 minutes 15 seconds of this. I'm going to shut it down. I know I'm going against the grain what I said 30 some minutes ago into the video that you can't turn it off. Well, something's not right with the instructions in my point of view. Way it's going, way it's looking, I'm going to be here all day doing this. Now, I figured it'd take 3 or 4 hours to do the video, but I wasn't really figured it being serious, it'd take that long. Wow. I wish they'd stop flashing. I got 2 more times to do this, and probably right at 40 minutes each. The big plus of this so far is the engine check light has come back on, and the gas gauge is at the quarter mark. Where before, check light wasn't coming on, and the gas gauge flickered, bounced to what, a 32nd of an inch, and didn't read what it's reading now. That's the only doggone difference. Well, it's about that time now. I apologize dearly about this, but we're learning, at least I am, and I gotta look into this more, or there's something else. I hate doing these 2 and 3 step videos. I like to do it all at one time. Sometimes it just doesn't permit it. Oh, man. Whoops, sorry. Forgot to lock the tilt. There we go. I'm stretching the time out a bit. Right now, technically, for the length of this video, we're liking 20 minutes being an hour. I figured this part would be the longest, but I wasn't anticipating being this long for the first step. I don't know how much longer the first step to go it's going to take, or what. I'm probably going to regret this. I hope it don't come back to bite me. Now, see, I do my best to get around all gray areas and questions, doubts, and a lot of people don't do it. They just go right to it, and you got to figure out the rest of it as you're doing it, where I don't like doing it. I like to give all the detail, showing you what's in depth involved in this. Apparently, that's caught up to me. I don't know why it's taking this long. I'm going to do another video where I have to do all this over again. I hope I don't have to buy another reflash computer at this. So I will get back to you and check back in, please, for more updated information on why it's taking this long. And we can go from there. Okay? We are now 40 minutes into this. So thanks, everyone, and check back in for update info, and we'll go from there. Maniacal S10, YouTube, signing off.